Half the sh that you thought was important a year ago, 2 years ago, isn't. The hills that you thought you could die on or were worth dying on aren't worth it. Stirring the coffee with the triple vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee on a great Friday morning at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, Guatemalan coffee made in a percolator. Perfect. Perfect. One of the reasons why it's perfect is because I clean my coffee apparatus about once a month. Whether you're using a percolator, a drip, French press, take about a 50% plain white vinegar solution, vinegar and water, and brew that, soak the French press, run it through your drip, whatever method you use. And that removes any acid or any buildup, because what happens is over a period of time, the coffee flavor gets distorted when you're using the same method over and over. So really clean it up. It works really well at purifying your coffee experience, if that's important to you. As you grow, so will your battles. And as you grow away from those battles, it takes energy to keep up the passion and the concern for things that started because of emotions. Emotions change. So do passions. So do the hills that you die on. After being around toxic in your life, whether it be with work or family or friends, don't you want to just go home, pour yourself a nice glass of normal, fix yourself a nice plate of normal, soak in a big tub of normal, and go to sleep dreaming of normal? So much of my coaching and consulting can be summed up like this. It's hard, I know. You'll get through it, even though it doesn't feel like it right now. Work on getting you back. One day at a time, you'll be fine, you'll be okay. Let's talk about some tools that you can use to get you back. And then we start talking about those tools and how you can properly use those tools. After a while, normal starts to come back and you start reestablishing normal or inventing a new normal. And I hate the phrase new normal now because lefties ruined normal by even using the phrase new normal. But the new normal I'm talking about is the way that you deal with the world, the way that you deal with people, the way that you deal with love, the way that you deal with your emotions. If most people delayed their emotions, you wouldn't see half the trouble that you see in the world, or in people's lives, or in groups of people. Just delay them. You don't have to deny them, but what you don't have to do is throw up all of your emotions on the world. You might think it's important, but it's not. Remember what I said in the beginning of the show. Half the that you think is important isn't. And that's a fact. My opinion is that more people have been awakened in the past year than any other time in American history. And on the other hand, more people have been lulled into a blind obedience more than any other time in American history. And there's a lot of division happening on purpose. Can you see it? If you can't see it, then that's that blind obedience that keeps you from seeing it. When the blindfold comes off and you start seeing the truth about what's happening, not just in your little household, town, city, but in the world, you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together and you see that there is an agenda happening. And the agenda wants obedience. And Any type of dissent, any type of questioning is going to be punished, is going to be shamed, and eventually is going to be wiped out, is going to be murdered. There is a murder cult happening, and all of the pieces of the puzzle are kind of coming together. It's not socialists, it's not communists, it's not reds, blues, Democrats, Republicans. There's basically a good versus evil thing going on. It's got nothing to do with black versus white. Don't kid yourself. Police versus civilian. There's a narrative that's forcing you to choose sides when you don't have to. You don't have to choose sides. What I want you to choose is sanity, clarity, and reason. Are you still watching the news? Are you still Facebooking and Twittering? Are you still yelling at the TV? Turn it off. You know the meme that talked about why aren't the Amish being afflicted with all the latest afflictions of the day or afflictions of the year? And the answer, the funny answer, was we don't have television. Television and radio is nothing but a fear delivery system, a discord delivery system. It's not good. Turn it off. Turn it off. You didn't know that you were being attacked. You didn't know that you're fearful until somebody told you that you were, and then you identified with that. You didn't know you had enemies. Our natural enemies. What is mankind's natural enemy? Put your answers down below. I'd like to see that. What is our natural enemy? If someone never told you who your enemies were, just think about this. Who is your natural enemy? Think about the crap that you've been through in your life, whether you're male or female, young or old. Think about the stuff that you've been through, the good times and the bad times. Think about the times that you got yourself into trouble. Think about the times that you were screwed over by somebody. What did you learn? What is the takeaway from all of that? You don't want to become closer to people. You want to withdraw from people, don't you? Well, getting closer and being part of the discord and being part of the drama is obviously not the answer. The answer is not complete withdrawal either. The answer is this, is compartmentalizing parts of your life. When it comes to politics, compartmentalize it. When it comes to race relations, compartmentalize it. Your experience is not everyone's experience. But there are people in the media and in social media that are painting with really, really broad brushstrokes right now. And they want you to be part of that. I posted a picture of a man on a motorcycle and a woman on her motorcycle, and they're on the side of the road, and I said, caption this. And there was a lot of funny captions to it. This is the picture. Then there was one person that commented and didn't caption it, and they said, I like riding with my woman on the back. We seem to enjoy when we are on the same motorcycle and we're touring and we're going to places, but she's on the back enjoying the ride while I'm doing the driving. And that brings us closer, not necessarily each on our own motorcycles. I have to say that I agree. For me, I like riding motorcycles with other guy friends. When it comes to riding two up, which means two people on a bike, I like my woman on the back of the motorcycle. And she just seems so much happier when she gets off. And I'm not really concerned about her riding her own cycle. The idea of and enjoying your motorcycle together is kind of a fun thing. There are motorcycles that have a single seat, and I get that. I understand that. Guys who make bobbers and that kind of thing just have a single seat. And that's cool. But I do enjoy the option of having a large two-person seat or two seats on the motorcycle. I like that. It's fun. What are your thoughts about that? Put your answer down below. Even though motorcycling is one of the greatest solo activities, it can also be a great couples activity as well. Going back to the very first thing I said, the groups that you belong to now, 1 year from now, 2 years from now, you won't want anything to do with. What you thought was fellowship wasn't. It's not lasting. Think about the things that you belong to right now. Think about the causes that you're into right now. Think about the personal campaigns that you are part of. Think about the YouTube channels that you watch that are doing nothing but making you bitter, angry, anxious, bringing more misery into your life, and it becomes an echo chamber. I would love you to be free from all of that. Free. Many of the things that you watch, the media that you consume, literally put you in chains. Your goal, your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to get rid of the chains. Can you do that? It's going to be hard because it's like an addiction. You keep going back to the same thing over and over again. And then eventually, you feel like crap. You feel dirty. You feel cloudy. And you fast from that type of information. And then when you come back to it, it just seems foreign and filled with conflict. And you say, wow, I was actually part of that at one time. Consciously choose things that bring peace into your life. Not everyone has to be savage. Not everyone has to be a warrior, a fighter. It doesn't last for long. It's not sustainable. Because your life will be as positive as the social media that you watch on a daily basis, the videos that you watch on a daily basis. You cannot be more positive than the media that you consume. I've been on a campaign for almost 5 years now about turning off the television. Turn it on for something you want to watch, and then turn it off. Big campaign for 5 years now. Turn off the TV. Let's take it a step further. Turn off the social media that is creating emotions in you that lead you away from peace, that lead you away from productivity. Your life will be as positive as the media that you consume. And with that, finish your coffee. And I'll see you next week on the Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason.
Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other. So far as the echo, where do we start? You can learn to discover a million stars. Here in the shadows, I know you're scared. Take my hand, together we'll make a stand. We've got to fight to find a way. Dare to fall to find out what to say. No more hate. Just admit that you're just afraid. Time to let go of all your fears and pride. Stand up beside me, don't you hide. We can build a better place. If we can just find a way, then we can live a better day. Rise from the ashes, from the anger, from from the war. Let's come together, lift your spirit for the